Welcome back, motherfuckers.
Welcome back, beautiful bitches.
We are doing some pop-up shit. We realized yesterday while we were recording for Patreon that we are so far ahead that we have a whole lot of downtime where we can just do live streams and not have to record, which means no editing. Love that.
Makes your life easy.
It makes my life great. I love what we do, but I really hate watching what we do.
I get that.
And having to watch us back while editing sucks. But I also am very much looking forward to going back and watching old content and like reacting to it. Mm-hmm. And I know that you're not interested in that. So there'll be some Chris only live streams coming up, guys, where I react to us.
Yeah. I don't think I can handle that.
No
reality shatter of seeing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to seeing how in shape I was. Yeah. But we're doing things to start getting our health back in order. We started going back to the gym this week now that the kids are at school.
And my back's feeling right again.
Yeah, mine is actually getting worse. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Today is worse?
It was yesterday was worse than the day before, and today is not so great.
I think it's because we're working out.
I think it is too. And I think that'll change as my back gets stronger. But I've also started doing yoga at nighttime. I'm trying to get bendy again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. GG said, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
A little late birthday for treat. Okay, Lindsay K, happy birthday. We got birthdays happening right now. What is going on over here?
We have a bunch of birthdays?
We do.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of birthdays.
Vaginal Independence Day.
I would like to do some email stuff today, maybe some Q&A stuff today. I would like to maybe do some card games today. I don't have anything going on until Charles calls me about my car, and I know that you don't have anything going until 2 o'clock, so we have some time to BS. But
I'm going to be totally honest with you guys right now. So our life is our life, and I feel like I'm always doing something. Got up this morning. Daughter has started to want to do yoga in the morning. So we're dedicating like 10 or 15 minutes to doing this kid yoga. I mean, it's still yoga, but it's simplified. So it's easy on me. I like that for my knees.
That's what I need is kid yoga.
Nah, I like pretending to like blow bubbles while I'm doing it. I'm like, this is fun. This is nice. It's different from just adult stream.
Speaking of Charles, 1 second.
Okay. The thing, well, whatever. We're always busy. And I am somebody who used to be a perfectionist, and I would panic, mental breakdown, spinning in the kitchen, not knowing what to do. Cause like I know I need to clean, but I don't know where to start cleaning, and everything is messy and I can't breathe. And suddenly I'm paralyzed. It's a mess. And I'm not that way anymore. There's a big pile of dirt sitting in the kitchen and I don't care. It's wonderful. I'm going to clean it up when we're done, but I'm not having a mental breakdown over it. And it's nice. Oh, Chloe, first time watching a To Be Better live. Hello, welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself. Oregon is on our list. Also, pandas are my favorite bear. That's a twofer. It's about to be a triple because I want to see a crater lake. Is it a lake because of a crater? Did a meteor? Proud of you, Peach. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm proud of me too. That's a lot of people, that's a silly thing to be proud of. I don't think that's a silly thing to be proud of. I'm not having hour-long disruptions because of myself anymore. It's great. Okay, what's my favorite food? Oh, gosh, you can't ask me that. I'm a binge eater. I enjoy French fries, anything potato, really. I like steak, but I have to be in the mood for it. I have long stints of being vegetarian.
I have to go see Charles when you leave to go pick up the kids.
Okay.
I also have been considering about the whole vegetarian thing. I know
that would make my life so easy.
I know it would. The whole organic thing is becoming a thing. That's why I wanted to start fasting again. Yeah. I'm going through it physically.
I get that.
And I'm trying to get my body back right. And the moringa is helping.
Good.
Like I can, Sean feels the same thing because I turned him on to it. I was like, bro, you gotta start putting this in your protein shakes. And I asked him how he's feeling the other day, and he's like, bro, that shit made a difference. I'm like, didn't it? It's like, I got 3 of those trees growing on the property and 3 more in a bucket. Like, let's go.
We do. I need to start figuring out how to incorporate that into my diet. I can't do shakes in the morning. They're too much for me.
Yeah.
It's too much for me to, I'm wasting it. I'm throwing over half
So
of it
don't put protein in it.
But I need the protein.
Just do a smoothie.
I need the protein though. I'm not eating enough protein throughout the day.
Yeah.
To justify not putting it in there.
So then suck it up. I have something I want to get into.
Yeah. Okay, just real quick. Somebody said, have I thought about doing a cookbook? So every time I open up our Google Drive, the very first thing is Peaches' cookbook.
Yeah.
So.
What's in there? Nothing?
Hang on. It's nothing. It's in the works. I've created the tab, so it's taking up space in my brain.
That's funny.
I definitely am putting thought into it. I am somebody who will compile something in my brain and then maybe take a day or two and put it on paper and be done.
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator.
Well, see, to do something like this, even though it's cheating, would be really easy because it doesn't have to be your recipes. You can find 50 recipes on Pinterest that you love and like to make and then fucking change one ingredient and stick it in a cookbook.
That's pretty much all of my recipes. I find them from other sources. I have them compiled into my cookbook and then I add whatever I add to it.
Yeah.
I follow the instructions or the recipes mainly for what?
You should add with love as one of your ingredients on every single one of them.
I will. Sometimes there's stank.
Yeah. Put some stank on it.
Yeah. like when I'm cooking Jamaican. Yeah. It's like, there's love in there, but we gotta make sure it's got that oomph.
That oomph. That's funny.
Can't remember what I was saying. Oh, recipes. So I need instructions. I have cooking knowledge, right? But if you put me in front of a stove and said make a roux, I'm gonna have to double check because I'm gonna put too much flour. There's not gonna be enough butter. I just need a rough structure of what I'm doing, and then I can run with flavoring. I'm great with seasonings, adding textures, what goes with what.
You're doing so much better than I am because I'd be like, what the fuck is a roux? Isn't that the chick from the Hunger Games?
Yes.
That's the only roux I know.
So it's the base for a lot of soups. It's the base for sauces, cheeses, and a lot of things.
Gotcha.
I do it for gravies when I make our biscuits and gravy. Versatile.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. I made a TikTok right before we sat down. And I am this is a public correction. And I'm going to continue to say what I'm saying, but I'm putting this out there so there's context moving forward so I can be like go back to the live stream that was on August 12th of 2025 if you need correction to what I'm saying. I have stated over and over and over again that men are fixers. I don't believe that all men are fixers. And I believe that, and I have proof, right? Mm-hmm. If you are truly a fixer and your person comes to you and says, it's broken, you're going to say, what's broken? How do you know it's broken? What indicated to you that it's not working correctly?
Right.
Right? There's a whole lot of questions that go in, even proof. Like, I need to see it. Show me how it's not working. Mm-hmm. If you come to your person and say something emotional, I'm not okay right now, blah, 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 most men will get defensive.
Yeah.
Instead of probing to figure out why it's not working the way it's supposed to be working.
Right.
And that's the way that we need to view you guys when you come to us and say that there's a problem. It's not
that's accurate.
Right? Because it's not
accurate.
It's not going to make me defensive if you come to me and I go, okay, she's broken right now. I need to figure out how she's broken, what caused the break, and then I need to get the tools to figure out what the fuck it is to fix it. And if I don't probe the questions to figure out what is broken, I don't know what tools to get. Right? Can't fix a screw with a hammer. Like there needs to be some information gained, and that speaks to leadership.
Right.
Made a whole ass TikTok about it.
I fuck with that.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna start walking up to you like a broken soldier or something. You gotta help me. and when the conversation's done, the the Band-Aid on top, like the kiss on the forehead, I want you to act like I'm a wind-up toy.
Yeah.
And then smack my ass to get me going.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's I actually, when I made that TikTok, I was like, so, because I had mentioned the tools specifically, getting your tools to fix it, and then I put a text overlay that was like, if you don't have the tools we do on our website, it's free.
That's good.
Right? I was feeling pretty clever this morning.
Tian Tara said, Peach, thank you for teaching me how to blister tomatoes. You're welcome. I love cooking. It's one of my favorite things to do.
What is blistering a tomato? A potato?
Tomato. So you put it in the pan. Okay. It's easier for me to show you than it is for me to tell you. Just go with that in mind as I say this. When you have the pan, right? You get the oil hot enough. You're going to put the tomatoes in there. I dice them in half or I keep them whole. You don't want to dice them up too much. At that point, you're just making a sauce. But you want to do skin on the hot oil, and you want it to the point to where it starts to, like, you know, when your skin blisters, you can tell when you're blistering. You're going to look for that on the tomato skin. So you don't want the tomato soft enough that when you bite into it, it pops. There's still a little bit of that crunch in there.
You've just ruined tomatoes for me.
Why?
Because now all I can think of is sunburn pus in my mouth biting into a tomato. Thank you for that. Thank you. Seriously. Love it.
I told you I'm better at showing you than I am telling you.
Love it.
I gave the warning. You went in anyway.
We got a super chat. It says, do you guys have any advice on OCD, particularly relationship OCD? Love and appreciate you all. Appreciate all you guys have done to help people, including me. Can you explain what relationship OCD is? Yeah, okay. Because that sounds like some made up shit to me. Tia and Tara said I could verify that statement. I could tell it was so hard for you to not take over and show me instead of telling me.
Yeah. Yeah. I just kind of like stood there monitoring and I was like, all right, now lift it up. And I was like, well, that looks good, but let's wait a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of stood there. Yeah.
What is relationship OCD?
Focus. It is a subtype of OCD that involves fixating on a romantic partner or the relationship itself. It can manifest as obsessive thoughts and compulsive behaviors that cause significant distress and dysfunction. Some symptoms may be seeking reassurance that their partner truly loves them, having sex with their partner for the purpose of ensuring that they are still attracted to them, not because they want to have that connection in the moment.
I don't see how this is OCD. It sounds like being needy or being insecure.
Anxious attachment or something, right? There's so many labels for things. We really can consolidate a lot down to just
a few things.
Yeah. Avoidance of deepening the relationship so they won't be hurt when their relationship fails. A mix of, it sounds like dysfunctional attachment to me.
Okay, so then what are you did the attachment styles, I didn't.
So, like, head on face the things that make you uncomfortable in the relationship and ask yourself, why is it making you uncomfortable? If you are in a relationship with somebody whose actions, right, you are emotionally tied to this person, their actions have hurt you. They didn't hurt you. The emotions are hurt because of the ties there. And there is a linked trauma or a trigger or an anxious or a worry. That's a different conversation. Then you are with somebody, you have past traumatic events, you are still recuperating, still healing. You're in a new in a new relationship trying to do things differently, but you're reverting back to the traumatized you in the previous relationship. That's what I'm going to talk on, not the other one. So things that I would do is face the things head on, ask myself, why am I triggered by this? What was the moment that caused it to happen, to cause me to be in fight or flight, put on survival mechanisms, whatever the case may be, and have a conversation about it. I have recognized within myself when I eternalize my own dialogues, it's like talking to Chat GPT. It's just reaffirming the shit that I'm saying to myself. There really is no, well, have you thought of this or perspective of that? I'm feeding into my own depression or anxiety or abandonment issues. So when I come to my husband, I have conversations about things that it's not frequent, but I would say with the moon cycle, my husband hears, "You still love me?"
Yeah.
So I know he loves me. And I'm able to keep myself in check of that because my husband has proved to me with his actions that our marriage and relationship is unlike anything I've had before. And he is not going to pay for the sins of somebody else. I still have moments, right? Even though I am working on myself and I'm growing and I have recognized the moments that's triggered me. I have learned coping mechanisms like self-soothing, emotional regulation, meditation, breath work, learning how to calm my nervous system down. I still have times where I need to go to my husband and say, hey, I'm feeling insecure. Or Maybe I feel like you deserve better than me and I'm having a whole mental breakdown, whatever the case may be. You still have to allow yourself to have those moments because those are human moments. You're not going to be a robot. So while you're healing and doing all the things that I recommended, the breathwork, meditation, communication, therapy is a great thing. There are a lot of psychologists on YouTube that are free, just giving free information. That's fantastic. Don't beat yourself up for still needing something or still feeling a certain way. You're going to unlearn probably decades of trauma responses.
So I have 3 things. 2 of them are not relevant, so I'm hitting on those first. The first one is somebody in the chat asked the name of my tattoo shop. It's Sacred Rights Tattoo. It's located in Port Charlotte, Florida. Second thing was also related to the chat, and it's gone. Don't remember the second one. If it comes back, I'll get back to that. The third one was related to what you were talking about. The answer to these things are the check-ins, is the check-ins. If you are in a relationship with somebody and you're dealing with this relationship OCD based off of the way that explained on Google plus what you just laid out, it means that you are not safe in your relationship. Because if you were safe in your relationship, you could come to your person and say whatever the fuck you needed to say.
I disagree with that.
Why?
Because not feeling safe in the relationship and not being safe in the relationship are 2 different things.
Okay, then you're not feeling safe in the relationship.
Right.
Same thing to me.
Right, but saying that you don't feel safe in the relationship makes it sound like the other person is doing something egregious.
Right. Well, if you don't feel safe in the relationship, it has nothing to do with the other person. That's a you problem unless they've done something egregious.
Right.
But either way, you not feeling safe in the relationship is the problem. If you don't feel safe in your relationship, regardless of why that is, you can't talk to your person. You're not safe to have the conversations. I'm standing by what I said 100%. If you don't feel safe in your relationship enough to come to your person, explain to them that you are only having sex right now because you need to validate the feeling of being needed for them or whatever it was that they explained on Google. And those are the things that you're doing. You need to be doing the check-ins and you need to be doing it from a place of complete vulnerability and being 100% honest with your person. Because if you're not 100% honest with your person, they can't meet you halfway in terms of trying to fix it. If you don't have those hard conversations at least once, you can never be like, hey, this is that thing that I had talked to you about that one time. I need you to satiate that right now because I'm feeling insecure. I need you to validate me, whatever the case may be. The check-ins need to happen, and they need to happen in a way that you can take your armor off and have an honest discussion, regardless of how vulnerable or weak it may make you feel in the moment. If your person doesn't know what's going on, they can't help you fix the problem. This falls right back onto what I said earlier about being a fixer. So that's my answer to that. And I have no idea what my second thing was. It's fucking completely gone. I remember, share the content, guys. We're live publicly right now. So if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, just hit this on social media and hit the like button. We are trying to get our numbers back up on YouTube. Us not having internet for 3 months fucking hurt our YouTube numbers hard. So, and then a lot of people are in the chat were saying that if you have OCD, relationship OCD, it's still a form of OCD. OCD, and you should be seeing a therapist. I don't know. Same shit. Said, I am so glad I caught you guys live. I have told so many people about your podcast. I love the way you both interact with each other. I am watching all of your past records. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you for that. It means we're getting watch time.
It is dope. Thanks for watching all the old shit.
Absolutely. You want to jump into an email?
We can.
Let's problem solve. I'm going to go grab my drink while you do that. Would you like me to grab you anything while I'm up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to plug my lips onto my charger real quick. Be right back.
Oh, gosh. It's so cold in this house and I hate it. We are live. Hello, John. I hate this microphone. Can I just be Britney Spears with the thing?
I don't know if I could make that work or not. I probably could get you a headset that's got a microphone as long as it plugs into an XLR cable.
Okay.
I've never looked into that.
Okay.
Because fuck wearing a headset the whole time we're recording.
Well, if it's like Britney Spears, it's not a whole like gaming thing. It's
No, I know that. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
find one of those, but I don't see those are normally wireless.
gotcha.
They have to be charged every single time. But you would
Okay.
need something that's plugged in that would run down the back of your chair and around to the mixer.
Okay.
All right. Caught my first live in like 2 months. It's been nuts. Well, we haven't been live for at least 2 months. So how come Chris didn't do a both wiggle when he walked like Peaches did? LOL. That's funny. You guys that were on here on the podcast yesterday on Patreon got to see her shake her shit.
I didn't shake my shit.
You shook the shit out of it. I got to see it.
You got to see it.
They just saw you shimmy.
They just saw me shimmy.
Yeah.
And I was wearing very much like a peasant outfit. So
That's funny.
I probably should have nixed that. You say I shake my shit on Patreon, the numbers might go up.
Yep. Yep. Somebody said one time you wore a top that showed a little bit of cleavage.
Yeah.
And they compared our content to OnlyFans content because you were showing cleavage to get views. Yep. Yep. That's what they said. Couldn't believe it.
That's actually pretty wild to me, right? Because like I know my shirt makes it seem like the girls. I'm very flat chested right here. There's not cleavage to be seen if I'm wearing a low cut shirt.
That's not what
my
she
girls
said.
go this way. That's wild. Sorry, my sternum was too much for you.
All right, let's email.
Can I be honest?
Sure.
I am so burnt out on the traditional home life, like traditional relationship, traditional home life conversations.
I am too.
Women trying to fall into their feminine. I feel like I've beaten that horse to death.
That's 3 years of our
I
content.
feel so bad for this horse at this point. Like I'm apologizing to a skeleton, but I'm still going.
Yeah. The reality is, though, is we have been beating that. New people who are finding the podcast are just tuning in and they're wanting that content. Excuse me. That's why I said earlier today I wanted to start interviewing people and doing more content. I may try to go to Trevor's while we're in Utah and do his podcast physically on location.
Yeah.
I emailed Adam Lane Smith today because I would really like to be able to talk to him via Zoom or whatever. He was the guy that I was talking about when we went to the dealership.
Can I be on that podcast with Trevor if you're
Absolutely.
doing that? Okay. Because I want to be a part of that conversation.
No, you can't. It's no. You are not welcome.
Well, when you say things like I'm going to try to be on somebody's podcast, it does feel like I have to ask to be a part of it.
Well, you've been very adamant on certain things that you don't want to be
Right.
a guest on somebody's podcast or like the third person because you don't want to be involved in them.
Right.
So I'm going to say I'm going to do things. You're
Right.
always invited. And if you want to come, you can come.
So was that you giving me shit? What was that?
What, just now?
What? Yeah. What was that?
What was, I don't know.
No, you can't come.
Oh, yes. That was absolutely me giving you
okay.
shit. I was like, what are you talking about? I totally forgot I
I
did
took
that.
it too literal. I was like, what are you talking about? Like you said the thing. That's why I asked.
That's funny. I'm sure that he would love to have you on his podcast also. We could even do 2 episodes while there and we can do one-on-one, like one each so that he's got
Okay.
extra content, or we could do maybe he can get his wife on and we
That
can
would
all
be
force
sick,
it
yeah.
down. But that'll be a very big conversation about psychedelics and shit because that's his jam.
Word.
There's going to be a whole lot of conspiracy theory talk on that. I think you'll have a fucking blast with that dude. Sheena said, I've been following you guys since the first episode. So many times I've wanted to write in for help. Don't need it anymore. So maybe I'll write in a feel good. We love that.
Love that.
Thank you for the super chat. Guys, if you guys are going to be wanting us to get our attention from what we're doing onto the chat to answer your questions, you have to send a super chat. Real quick, right above that, TN Terra said, Chris Mark actually admitted that he would like to do another retreat with you. Peach, John, and Bell from him. That's huge. Isn't it? What?
There was an episode of SpongeBob where Squidward vehemently was against Krabby Patties.
Yeah, and then he ate one.
And then he ate a Krabby Patty.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. You like it, don't you, Squidward?
I'm seeing people commenting on my pants. They are harem pants. This is literally all I wear now.
Yeah.
I wore basketball shorts for the first time in like 3 months the other day.
And I think it's because you were pissed off because you were so sweaty.
It was. It was hot outside.
Yeah.
Yep. I love my harem pants.
Oh, hello from Kenya. Hello, Sheila. Then ate all the Krabby Patties. Yep. Squidward's thighs after eating all those Krabby Patties is what my thighs look like after being 340 pounds. Yep.
I don't know the episode.
No?
Nope.
Yeah, that's something that I've had to accept to myself. Like I did that to me and now I embrace it. My sexy Squidward thighs.
Oh.
Do I?
I want to read the testimony. I want to read the review
blow up.
that they sent. I got to find it though, because it's, I sent it to Chris. There's a super chat that I have to read, but I want to do this first.
Okay. I need to turn this off. This is going to drive me absolutely mad. Settings. Display. That's timeout to quit that shit.
There it is. Okay, so real quick, the super chat. Speaking of psychedelics, what do you think about the stoned ape theory? I think that psilocybin, specifically psilocybe cubensis, has a 50% DNA of humans. I know that there's a whole lot of people that think that this is an actual thing. I don't know if that created new neural pathways in our brains enough to make us conscious in the way that we are now. I definitely believe that it helped us evolve. But I know that our DNA looks like it was spliced together at some point, and I have a whole different theory about where that went.
Is it aliens?
It could be aliens. It could be ancient human, right? Like
trying to save civilization.
Could be a whole lot of things. I even have a theory that ancient history, like of like the time traveler, like aliens as time travelers.
Yeah.
Because technology's a motherfucker, and we're understanding wormholes and shit more now than ever.
Dimensions and shit.
Right. That's a whole ass thing. But on the stoned ape theory, I don't think that cubensis is why we evolved into what we are. But I definitely think that it had a hand in the evolution of this species of humans.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was definitely a helping.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Rick Stevens said, do you all have any plans to visit East Tennessee with a meet and greet? We've done a couple of them in East Tennessee because that's where we go when we stay there. Or when we go to Tennessee, it's always East Tennessee. But we're doing North Carolina this weekend. But we're doing the couples retreat there. I don't know when we're going to do another meet and greet in Tennessee. The next one that we're going to be doing is in Utah at the end of September. But it's not been like a big public announcement. We wanted to make it a smaller one and keep that for Discord. Do you want to hear the testimony that we got from Tara and Mark? Okay. This motherfucker starts with, I'm going to be brutally honest in this. And I went, oh no. I'm about to get ripped apart. He said, I had zero faith that this was going to be beneficial in any way. But I agreed to it because my woman had attributed so much of her ability to problem solve and communicate to Chris and Peach and their podcast. I am an incredibly private person, but being pushed out of my element into this new experience gave me a glimpse into others' lives. And not only revealed that we all share similar issues and we aren't alone, but also the tools to overcome them and make that bond even stronger. I thought I would feel out of place for not being a regular listener, and as a result, I stayed out of sight most of the time. It was only on the last 2 days that I came out of my shell, and not only was I welcomed with open arms, I felt comfortable in a way that I haven't felt in years. And when it comes to groups of people, I saw very quickly why Chris and Peaches were so instrumental in the lives of these people. Wisdom doesn't come from time; it comes from experiences and our ability to process them. And they have something unique that allows them to help others. I learned tools and methods to make sure I keep our relationship healthy and active. I've never understood how they could be so devoted to helping other people and yet still have such strength with each other. But I am grateful for what was brought into our lives. I really thought he was going to rip us the fuck apart with that whole brutally honest thing. And I sent this to Chris, and Chris was like, bro, that's the best review we've gotten so far. Like, yeah.
I love that. I'm also going to be honest. I was really concerned that they were not enjoying themselves that weekend.
Right.
And I didn't want to overstep boundaries, right? Because this is a new setting, groups of people.
Yep.
That makes me happy. I'm also very proud of them as a couple and as individuals, getting in front of a group and talking the way that they did and sharing and being open.
Do you want to read her
Wonderful.
review? Or do you want me to read it? This one's long. Just putting her shit out there. This is going to go on the website anyway. So I have listened to the To Be Better podcast for nearly 2 years now. I first came across the content while scrolling Facebook Reels, and as a divorced single mother, I found myself cringing at the level of submission Peach gifted to Chris.
I love that.
Isn't that always how it starts?
It is.
They
It is how
triggered
it
me.
starts.
Yeah, and now I'm a fan.
Be mad at me.
Yeah.
I'm like a masochist.
Prior to my marriage, I had explored the DS dynamic. Unfortunately, the man I ended up marrying and having children with was not the dominant type at all, which eventually led to our downfall. After years of fighting for my divorce, going back to school, starting a new career, and building a new life for my children and myself, I couldn't fathom allowing another man to have that much reign over my life. However, as I dug deeper and I listened longer, everything shifted. As I listened to other people's struggles and disruptions and personal experiences, I began to learn more about myself and how I was the problem. Okay, maybe not the whole problem, but I was definitely part of it. I started shadow work and saw a therapist. I learned things about myself that I never understood and how to interpret. About 6 months into listening and therapy, I found myself in a relationship with a guy who turned out to be very mentally unhealthy. I tried to share things I was learning from the podcast with him, but the more I shared, the bigger the distance grew between us. Around this time, I heard the advice from an episode to not be your partner's therapist, and it dawned on me that I was growing and learning, but that didn't mean he wanted to or would. I see the super chat. I'll get to that in a second. We went our separate ways, me on my path of self-improvement, him back into anger and depression. Now, I thank God every day that we ended because I found myself constantly thinking of one person, someone I had connected with, off and on for years, but due to distance and schedules pending divorces, we knew it wasn't the time to start a relationship. After some time and healing, I decided to reach out to him. There was still the same indescribably intense connection, and we agreed that this was it. This was the time we were going to give it a shot. Not long after, we had our first official date. As we would find out later that night, we both knew that we wanted to be each other's person. We had a brief whirlwind courtship, and due to life throwing us some good luck and some curveballs, he moved in shortly after. Fast forward to the current day, we have been living together for just under a year, and we have yet to find any disruption that we haven't been able to take on together. I fucking love that. Mm-hmm. With the one big exception that I just knew I would need copious amounts of help with. One night during a disruption, I jokingly said, "What would Chris and Peach say?" To my surprise, he replied, "Let's ask them and find out." As a devoted listener of the To Be Better podcast, I was uber excited when retreats became a thing. This was an opportunity for us to get advice and meet role models, but also for us to get away together and have some fun. When I shared this news with Mark, he was quite concerned. "Are you sure they aren't swingers or a cult?" Would you like some Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I laughed at this, but I explained how it was a chance to meet new people, do something for ourselves, and strengthen our relationship. So as his support, we took the plunge and signed up for Cape Coral. After a very long drive, we were surprised to find that the house was fantastic and everyone seemed so nice. We had the privilege of meeting new people and learning about various topics. I had a great time cooking with the ladies and tried some new foods that I fell in love with. I genuinely enjoyed having real conversations with other adults about real issues. The photo session with Buff Bell and Jonathan was just so much fun, and we hope to do another with them soon. Unfortunately, I do feel like we missed out on several group activities due to my fatigue and Mark's introvertedness, but the advice we received during the group session regarding boundaries with my family meant the world to us. We have implemented a lot of the ideas that were shared, and things have improved dramatically. Peach, thank you for inspiring me through your style, your fashion, your behavior, and the examples you've set of how to be a good wife. I hope to set the same example for my own daughters. Chris, thank you for opening my eyes to the lack of support men have with their mental health and setting the standard for which ultimately opened my eyes to see the amazing man I have now. To you both, I can't tell you how grateful I am for all the hard work that you've done on yourselves and for your dedication to the podcast. The world needs more great men and women like you in it, and your podcast is making that possible. It was a pleasure to meet you both, and any time you're in Tennessee, we would love to have dinner with you again.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
This is fucking great, right? Like,
yeah.
Shit feels good. I love that shit.
It blows my mind that people will say, "What would Chris and Peaches do?"
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy. RGS Rose said, Tip for appreciation: how are Bane and Ivy? Ivy's great. Bane has been rehomed. He's Jeff Graham. For those of you who are followers of our podcast for a long time, Jeff is like a brother to me. He has a severely nonverbal autistic child. I think he's probably like 9 years old at this point, but still lives like a 2 or 3 year old who has severe seizures. And the last time he had a seizure, he was in a coma for 7 days. And because Bane is trained and J3 Jeffrey is so far gone with everything that he's got going, they were able to get a doctor's prescription to get Bane as a service animal for Jeffrey, and then get Bane trained at the cost of the state for sniffing seizures. And I went ahead and handed Bane over to Jeff because I don't need a dog. Little Jeffrey does.
Yeah. And
it just kind of worked out. So
Bane will definitely have a more purposeful life.
Absolutely. And him and Jeff are fucking obsessed with each other. Yes. Did you see the JC Penney photo?
I saw the JC Penney photo.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it makes me want to do one with Ivy.
That's so funny. You'd have to put her in an outfit.
Oh, I will. I think we're going to do like matching bows or something, like matching shirts, maybe bandanas.
You get her a bow and then you get a bow.
Yeah, and I want to lay on the floor and have her lay on top of me with her head on top of my head. I want it to be a whole thing.
If you were to go like this on a rug with your legs up, I'm sure I could place her on your back.
Hell yeah.
And I would just cross her paws.
Yes, we're going to try that. We're going to try that.
That's so funny.
Are you hungry?
Not allowed to eat till dinner.
Fuck.
Yep. But yes, I am very.
I'm so sorry. Would you be upset if I ordered something?
Your life is your life. I'm the one who's got a giant gut.
Okay.
I have a boofa.
A boofa?
Mm-hmm. Anyways, I'm not going to negative self-talk. I'm just going to stop with that. After you order food, let's get into an email.
Okay.
I watch you at least 3 times a week, and I appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks for being so authentic. Hell yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, thanks for watching us. My goodness, you're not tired of us after 3 times a week?
OG Terra said, I think J3 just turned 11. Maybe I'm tripping. Oh my God, don't say that. I've known him since he was so little.
Yeah. And slow down the time.
Well, that's one of those things that when you meet somebody that's not in your life on an every single day basis, they will forever be that version of them, right?
Yeah.
So whenever I do see him, I'm like, holy fuck. He's gotten so big.
Yeah. Every time I get the kids back from their dad, it's not even an extended period of time.
Yeah.
But when they're gone, they're 2-3 years old in my mind when I'm crying myself to sleep at night. But when they come back, I'm like, where did your kneecaps come from? When did this happen?
That's funny.
I'm so upset that Flavors of India is closed. I'm going to do Chipotle. I never did Chipotle.
That's funny. Libby Ann is also in the chat. I could read their testimonial too.
Okay.
While you figure out your food.
Hi, Libby. I miss you. I miss all of you guys. I think I love doing retreats. I love being in groups of people. The worst part of it is for me is knowing that moment will never happen again. That same group of people in that house during that time having those conversations will never happen again, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah, and it would never be the same way.
Right.
Like, even if we got everybody back together in one shot, it wouldn't be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can find their email. Oop.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. This one says, the couples retreat hosted by Chris and Peach deeply reinforced our commitment to one another. It helped us navigate what initially felt like small speed bumps, challenges that left unaddressed could have grown into something more serious. We're incredibly grateful for the safe space they created, which allowed us to grow together as a couple and be vulnerable while discussing our problems and emotions. Going into the retreat, we didn't know what to expect, having never attended anything like this before, but meeting Chris and Peach in person and witnessing how genuine, honest, and grounded they are far exceeded our expectations. I see the super chat. I'll get to it in a second. One-on-one sessions and personal time with them led to meaningful self-discovery and healing from deeply rooted past traumas. The sound bowls were amazing. Peach, you are truly gifted. That's in parentheses.
Oh, thank you.
One unexpected highlight was the boudoir shoot. It was so much fun. It reignited those flirtatious, enticing feelings we had when we first started dating. The experience brought a fresh spark to our connection and reminded us of how important it is to play, flirt, and appreciate each other in those ways. So true. The accommodations were also wonderful. Breakfast, dinner, and snacks were all thoughtfully provided. The home was spacious, comfortable, and with a peaceful ambiance that enhanced the experience. The beautifully landscaped backyard created a perfect space for meditation and sound baths, ideal for relaxation and reflection. We also loved connecting with Chris Peach. I almost called us Creech.
Creech. I love it. Oh my gosh. Can we get t-shirts?
No.
Creech.
Chris, Peach, John, Bell, and the other couples. We've built lasting friendships, and we're already looking forward to the next retreat we're able to attend. We'll see them again in October.
We will.
Yep, fun shit. Super Chat said, I have learned so much from you, and I too, we communication is key.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Ella said, can we submit testimonials through the website? I would rather you email them to me directly or to tobebetterco@gmail.com. You should have my actual email address. It's in the chat. I can put it into the Discord that we use for that retreat. I don't think I deleted that retreat. I think it's still there. So are you done ordering food?
I'm about to be.
Okay.
I am going to do the Sprite challenge while we're sitting here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. J3 is 9. I was tripping. Well, we were close. Between the both of us, we're almost there. Pete should really make a video with her bowls. It would be awesome to hear that.
Oh, gosh.
We have the ability for you to live stream that shit now.
Yeah.
All I got to do is hook up the laptop and plug a camera in.
Well, we can't do it in that room because I didn't recognize that the internet that being installed would be constantly humming in there.
Yeah, I didn't think that would be a thing either, but it's just a fan. You're not going to hear that over top of your bowls.
I think it'll
put a shotgun mic right next to your bowls.
I think it'll interfere.
I don't.
Okay.
I think I got enough audio experience at this point so that I can make it work. I know you mentioned Battlefield 6 on the last live. Did you ever get around to playing the beta? The next open beta is on Thursday. I did not, and I'm going to miss the next beta. We're leaving Thursday morning to drive to North Carolina for the next couples retreat.
We are doing that.
Yep. So I will be missing the second beta, but I have already talked to Sean, and Sean is adamant about me buying the game. So I'm going to end up buying the game so that I can play with Sean because we played Call of Duty the other night, and even though I got fucking murked the entire time, I had a lot of fun because Sean. So.
I want to play Battlefield.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome because that means I don't have to go out to the man cave.
Yeah.
Yep. You ready to email?
Hey, I am.
All right, let's email.
Hello, Chris and Peaches. First, a big thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know why, but you're welcome.
Mm-hmm. What can I say? I don't know how much I can do without pissing off YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. Libby Ann said doing the couples retreat is 100% worth it as a super chat. Guys, if you guaranteed to get our attention if you send a super chat. So
coming to the Outer Banks, like where those treasure hunter kids live?
We're not going to be far from that.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have the kids next week. I'm just saying, like, we don't have to be back until Wednesday, technically, because it's Ivy's appointment.
That's true.
I can prolong our experience and we can go fuck around North Carolina.
I would love that. Oh my gosh.
You have to remind me after the podcast, because otherwise I will forget. I did remember to do the Comcast thing yesterday at 7:00 at night.
Woo! Okay.
Yep.
Can we do like a super dramatic drunk scene? Like how Sarah and, well, pretend drunk. We're not going to actually get drunk. But I don't know, maybe like make a TikTok or something out of it. Stupid shit that we do on vacation.
Oh, yeah.
I want to recreate a scene from Outer Banks.
Well, we can do the Vlad and Val thing. Pretend to be other people like they did the very first season.
Okay.
I really enjoy that show.
It's a really good show. Yeah. I enjoy it. She angers me.
Yeah.
She makes me so mad.
Yeah.
It's very much, they nailed the teenage bullshit.
Yes, they did. Yeah. It's crazy that they're all almost 30.
You can see it.
All right, email, baby. Focus. Your focus needs more focus.
Isn't there a pill for that?
There's a pill for everything.
I wrote you guys an email, but as I watched more of your videos, I realized how much detail I left out. I only really started watching the podcast these past few months, starting with your newer videos that really convey the growth you have done. Oh, well, thank you.
Right? It's nice to be seen.
I'm not going to lie. When I think back to season 1 of Us, I feel like a toddler.
See, and I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah?
I really think that those were our good old days.
I don't. I feel like I was very insecure. I lacked confidence. I didn't.
Yeah, you definitely did not like being in front of camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hated that shit.
Yeah. I feel like I've aged 40 years in 3 seasons.
Emotionally and spiritually, yes, you have.
Yeah.
Physically, you still look
Hot as fuck.
750. Not a day
I'll look
over.
hot at 600.
Good?
Yeah, I was just, it hasn't happened yet, but I was reminiscing about being 70 years old and still jumping your bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Now this is me actively going focus because I'm having a side thought. And I need to okay. I loved them and finally found something I strive to one day achieve. However, I looked up your earlier videos after Chris said in one of the podcasts, start from the beginning, and felt an instant knot form in my spirit. Your dynamic has changed so much from episode 1 to season 3, episode 20. Your demeanor's changed and really showed the growth in the work you have done as well. Starting from the beginning of your podcast took me a few days because your personas really hit home for me. They made me realize how much more growth I really needed to do. Oh, man.
What? What are you, oh man, in?
I might entertain sitting down and doing a reaction video to our old content.
I think it would be a phenomenal episode. I think people would really like it.
Okay. Which typing that now sounds like a veiled insult, but that's not my intention. It doesn't feel like an insult. I just said I felt like a toddler in season one. So I feel like your earlier videos resonate with me so much, it triggered me in a way. They make me face myself as I am now instead of focusing on the future me I want to be. I think having aspirations and goals within myself is great. However, sometimes I focus so much on these goals and who I want to be, I forget there is work to be done for me right now. Oh my gosh, excuse me.
Real quick, we got a super chat that said, found out my fiance was on OF and dating apps last year. I confronted and he said he was scared but isn't anymore. Now I found out he was on one this past February. Is this worth trying to fix? That depends on how you look at OF and dating apps. I view that as infidelity.
I do too.
And if you're on a dating app, you are actively looking for another relationship.
That's marketing.
Like, yeah, that's it. It's social media marketing, which makes it even worse if you think about it.
You're shopping.
Yes.
Window shopping is still shopping.
Yeah. It dawned on me that we are not seeing the Facebook chat.
Oh.
So I popped the chat on OBS. I'm going to move that over real quick so that we can see Facebook's comment.
Oh, Facebook, I am so sorry.
That's totally my fault.
I feel so bad.
I have to move this over real quick. Oh, it didn't move the chat. Okay. So then maybe I can move the chat over? It's not letting me just move the chat.
Do you have to move the whole box?
I don't. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Is that moving over?
It is. It's blocking us though.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You can see over here.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. I am so sorry, Facebook. You guys have been neglected this entire shit. And that's solely because of me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
You know who said that?
Nope.
Taylor Swift.
Go her. She also said shake it off.
Yeah, that's
great advice.
That woman is something else.
Okay, I'm ready now. Christina on Facebook forgives us. That's enough for me.
Oh, thank you, Christina. That does make me feel like I've been washed of the sin.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been absolved.
Okay.
Luckily, there's only 40 people on Facebook watching, so you know.
No, thank you guys. No, not only 40 people. Thank you guys. My God, 40 people in our house would make me panic.
Yeah, yes it would. Yes it would.
So, thank you for being here and not choosing to do something else with your time. The support's nice. I want to say something about Taylor. Okay, so I'm not going to say the thing I want to say about Taylor Swift. It's not a bad thing, but I'm terrified of Swifties. Like this woman really she's like a mogul. She's like the female pop star version of a Rockefeller. Like she's scary. Good for her though. Like she did the damn thing in a world where like, ladies. I do think it's weird that people think she's still 15 though.
I think it's weird that she's making breakup music for teenagers and she's in her 30s.
Yeah.
She'll grow up eventually. Right, let's get back to the email, please.
Has she heard of the To Be Better podcast?
Guys,
no, please stop. Don't tell Taylor Swift about me.
That's funny.
She doesn't feel real. I know Taylor Swift exists, but like the idea of Taylor Swift is just very overwhelming. Yeah.
We got a super chat, so we can't go back into it yet.
Okay.
This says, I want some advice on how we manage roles during a large transitional period. We bought a house and I feel like a lot of them got muddied while moving. You sit down with a notepad, piece of paper and go, this is what we want. This is what I need in the relationship. Can you meet this? What do you need? And you guys negotiate this shit like a business merger. That shit has to happen a lot. If you guys aren't having check-ins, you're not having your business meetings, your shit's going to fall apart. You guys should be checking. And real shit, as much as I'm all about her sitting in my lap and doing that shit, we do check-ins every time we drive.
We do.
Anytime you're passenger, princess, the radio's off and we have discussions about life. It's a lot.
Yes.
So if you guys can't say that you don't have the opportunity to have the fucking conversations. Also, Christina, I'm going to acknowledge her because she forgave us on Facebook real quick. She said, will there be another women's spiritual grounding retreat in South Florida? Maybe. That is not out of the question. We are looking at a co-ed retreat.
Yes.
In the next 5 months. We just have to figure out when and where. So follow tobebetter.com for that. Just go to the website like once a month and look.
And in regards to me hosting another women's retreat, it really depends on how this one goes in September.
Yeah. Oh, she did say women's spiritual / grounding. Yeah. We have a men's retreat scheduled for March. There's 6 spots left. That information is also on tobebetter.com, but this will be the only men's retreat I do. I will not be doing another one. Email. Let's go. Focus.
Okay.
Blinders until there's a super chat.
I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
We listen and don't judge.
I feel like we could do that and it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Face who I am now. All your videos are great, but the earlier ones help to expose truth about myself I needed to face now. I've never considered that.
What?
That people watching our older content compared to our current versions of ourselves will help them realize where they need to grow in the moment based on how much we've grown as people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. We've said over the course of this podcast has fundamentally changed who we are as people.
My brain doesn't work the same way.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah. I feel like the last email I wrote you was written for the purpose of you reading it. Now I feel like I'm writing to you without any expectations and to take accountability for my shit. In the event you do read it, I did add some questions at the end. I love that perspective.
Me too. The honesty, and that's huge.
Yeah.
I do believe that we get a lot of emails from people that just want to be heard.
Yeah.
That comes from the people in your life not validating you. Like you're just looking for some sort of recognition.
Yeah. To give some context, I'm a 26-year-old single woman. I have been single for what feels like a long time. I've only had 3 relationships in my life, and each of them set the tone for what my life is today. Okay, so I want to pause here, right? So I don't count teenage dating as dating.
No.
Right? That does not, right? There is the exception of like high school sweethearts, whatever the case may be, who've gotten married, their lives are great. That is such a small percentage.
Right.
So I also don't believe you're a fully formed adult until you're the age 25. And even then, life experience has to compound on top of your brain being fully formed to actually get into adulthood and experience what that's like. So let's just, still 18, 19, I still view you as a child. So 20 years old, Adult life is happening. We are getting into young adulthood. We're grooving, and you're 26 and you've had 3 relationships. Let's say each relationship lasted a year and a half. That's a lot of time to be dating. That's a lot of relationship time. So don't say I've only had 3 relationships. I've had 3 relationships.
Right.
This isn't a contest. It's not a competition. There is no you're better or there's no you're less than because you haven't been in as many relationships as maybe the people close to you or what you're seeing on social media.
Yeah. Only and just diminishes things quite a bit.
Yes.
We used to tell people that shit all the time when people would come into the tattoo shop and the piercer go, I'm just a piercer. No, you're not just a piercer. You are the piercer. Like you're really diminishing who you are. 2 things. We got a super chat and RJ is in the chat. He's been here since the beginning. So hello RJ. Advice on how to learn to coexist with an alcoholic husband who has relapsed twice, and how do you protect yourself and kids from this? I would honestly tell you to go to therapy.
Yeah.
This, the alcohol thing, you can go to Al-Anon. That's more for kids, but there are programs for women or spouses who are married to alcoholics. But ultimately, if you want to be with your husband for the rest of your life and you are trying to help him heal, you need to be understanding that he does have an addiction.
Yeah.
And if he's trying, Right.
Unless he's abusive.
Well, there's
right.
Yeah.
That's the exception. Because my first thought when you read that, I don't do alcoholism. Grew up with alcoholics, family members, alcoholics. I grew into being an alcoholic, surrounded myself with alcoholics. It was an absolute mess. And I have a 0 tolerance in myself with that.
Right.
So that is one of those 0 tolerance things I have in my life. And that is not what you asked for. So I sat here and I was like, okay, why did I react so angrily? Because you were like Al-Anon and AA therapy, all those kinds of things. I was like, yeah, that's great advice, babe. Look at you over here. And I'm like, fuck this. And it is because of the abuse that can be tied to it. And there are children involved in the situation.
Yeah.
So if it looks like your guys' safety is in danger or he gets violent when he gets drunk, that would be the deciding factor for me. I'm not going to help you anymore. So I agree with husband on everything said, with the extenuating circumstance that if he is violent when he is drunk, I would not try any of it.
Yeah. I think that when it comes to addiction, a lot of people just get tired of dealing with the shit, especially if the addiction started after like the union of the marriage and things like that, because you're with somebody who's not the person you married.
Right.
So, Carr said, I'm a masculine lesbian, but comfortable being a woman. Do you suggest I find a middle ground or fully commit to the masculine roles in my relationship? I think you should do whatever the fuck makes you happy. If you were happiest playing that masculine role, then lean into that motherfucker and be the dude in your relationship.
You can be the dude wearing a floral dress.
Yeah.
Like there is no. I even if I was with somebody and they were like, I want you to dress masculine because you're more masculine, but I like wearing heels.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to tailor my self-identity to what other people think it could be or should be or what the best move is for me, right?
Right. Yeah, it makes sense. It's funny to me because I know that like we have a very large LGBTQ plus community behind us. And you see it not only in our lives, but you see it in our Discord too.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that like you don't see masculine and feminine energy anywhere else like you see it in the gay community.
Right.
Because the people that lean into those roles lean way into those fucking roles and they make it a part of their identity. So you do what makes you happy and fucking live your life. That's your food. You get to entertain the chat.
I get to entertain the chat. Help me entertain you. Okay, well now I have a question because you say I'm a masculine lesbian but comfortable being a woman. Like what does that look like? Because like I follow lesbians on like TikTok and stuff who do goofy shit that are comfortable being women, but they're not dressing hypersexually. So is this about style? Is this about like you maintaining being a woman while also leaning into the masculine aspects? Like, are you looking to have spa days and shit? Do you want to get your like mani pedis? I have a lot of questions now. Please do. Oh, fancy. Please. Nice. Please do more U.S. territory, no passport. So we do a lot of U.S. territory. People just don't do it. We've hosted a lot. We've actually, neither of our retreats sold out, right? Did the Florida one sell out? Where's my food?
It's right there.
Oh.
I didn't know if you wanted to eat on the podcast.
I'll eat on the podcast.
Florida sold out. North Carolina did sell out and then had a cancellation and gave away a spot.
Yeah.
The only retreat that we've done in the United States that has not sold out is my men's retreat.
Yeah, we've done a lot of meet and greets in the U.S. though.
Yes.
That doesn't require passport. So.
Right. Do you want your food now or you want to wait? Are you about to chug that?
Oh.
Because if you're gonna try this Sprite challenge, I need to get a garbage can in case you puke.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I don't want to ignore my womanhood, but I also want to be that motherfucker for my girl. Yeah, you can definitely be that. You can, right? So womanhood looks different for every woman. That works. When I think of baseline womanhood, I think of nurturer. I think of healer, caregiver, light, laughter, wisdom. So, like, really peel back the layers of what your womanhood means to you. And then, I mean, anybody can be that motherfucker. I would be that motherfucker for my kids. My husband gets jumped. You best believe I'm a spider monkey. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe you're about to do this on a live stream. Wait. Can you lower the microphone? All right, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with it.
Definitely didn't get it done. How much did you drink? Half?
Oh, wow. Oh, I have to burp. Do I have to finish it?
You already failed the challenge. You're supposed to chug it one shot.
I can't. That was too much bubbles in my nose. My stomach's upset.
That's why I got you the bucket.
I just want to sit here with the decision I made. I have to burp and it hurts.
Let it out.
I can't.
Why not?
Because it's stuck. I got a little bit of high off of that. You remember when Doctor Strange got knocked out of his body?
Yeah.
That's how I just felt.
That's funny. I remember when you did the nose douche thing, the navage.
Oh, I hate that. I don't feel good.
That's funny.
Why would people do this?
No idea. For you guys who are watching this TikTok later, as of right now, we are currently live on YouTube if you want to watch us. All right. Okay. Got another super chat. That's funny. All right.
Oh, it's coming. I'm trying to like push it out like a baby.
You're gonna fuck around and puke.
Probably.
Red Strider said, my dad has a criminal history. Girlfriend found out about it and dumped me before I could tell her about it. When is a good time to bring it up in our next relationship so I don't get blindsided again?
Dad has a criminal history.
If somebody breaks up with you because your dad has a criminal history, that's just fucking asinine. It shouldn't be a deal breaker. And if you got broke up with over that, you fucking...
Oh my God, sorry.
You dodged a bullet. Good job. I don't think that you need to disclose that. Shit has nothing to do with you. RGS Rose said, one of my favorite things is the fairy jewelry jingles. How is the natural hair coming along?
It's coming. Here, I'll let my hair down. I'm really getting into my era where like I want my long hair and I want like minimal makeup. And And I want to wear flowy clothes and I want to run through a garden with my husband chasing me.
Wearing a scream mask? Or a clown mask? Something scary?
I would say Scream. Jason Voorhees is also not off the table.
No? Okay.
So hair's coming in. It's doing the thing. I'm thinking about bleaching it.
You're just doing so much work to get it back to red.
No, I mean, not up here, but like taking the black out.
Oh, that's funny. Somebody said it depends on what that history is. If it's the type of history, in my opinion, SA or DV would be important knowledge to me. Well, I could see that being important information if you guys are going over there for Thanksgiving dinner. But if my dad was a sex offender or a fucking woman beater, I'm not going over there.
Right.
Dad's dead to me at that point.
Yes.
Like, you've crossed a fucking unforgivable line. I don't think that shit matters. Well, granted, assuming that this is a grown person that's living outside of the home.
Right.
There's a whole lot of speculation into what ifs in that, and I'm not going to hit every single scenario, but I still stand by what I said. I don't think that shit's relevant because you're not dating the dad. But I also don't look at, that situation like if you're a grown man, you shouldn't be living at home with your parents anyways.
Right.
So, all right, let's get back to the email. We have 2 hours to get through this.
I forgot we were doing an email. I've done 2 rounds of color remover with this hair, and it's not doing anything. And I'm impatient. I probably should be patient, but I don't want to be because I want it all just red now. It's growing in and like it's bringing out the freckles in my face. Yeah, I feel pretty, and I want it all red.
Yeah.
What? What are you gonna say?
I was waiting on you to bust out in the song.
What? Bye.
The I Feel Pretty thing. I'll show you later.
It's a song.
It is. I'll show you later.
I know PYT. Oh, you don't know the?
Oh, Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson. Yeah. Harley Brown said, you're doing my email. LOL.
Oh.
We're trying to do your email. We're just getting sidetracked constantly. And I would like to say that we made it 2 minutes. The only distraction we had was your food, and now everything fell apart.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
You're right. Congratulations, babe.
Go me. Go me.
Okay. My first relationship was when I was 15, when I was with a guy with the same age. It was a wonderful young puppy love and probably the deepest love I have felt thus far. It felt like he was the one, and I could never love anyone else like that. I used to spend every weekend with him, lost our virginity to each other, and even took the cute Tumblr photos you used to see of couples. We were the punk kid and the scene girl. Him, along with the friend group I had at the time, introduced me to smoking. Looking back, I'm so sorry. I just pictured the goth kids from South Park behind the school smoking. And I say that as a goth kid in high school.
That's funny.
I love it. Looking back, I see how easily I let people influence me. I did not stand up for myself or stood on the words that I spoke. For a while, I never smoked and even argued with him about smoking. Even the friend group I had would walk to the woods together to smoke, and I would just stand there. However, as things progressed, I caved into peer pressure, although peer pressure is not even the right word. They were all good spirits about me not smoking, but I think a part of me felt left out, so I made the decision to partake.
Yep, that is peer pressure, though. That is a form of peer pressure. It's the fitting in. That's why peer pressure works. Somebody on Facebook asked about your cloak. They asked if it was a blanket or a hoodie. It's a cloak that we bought for Dungeons and Dragons that she wears around the house. It's a Nightweave cloak. You guys can look it up if you want to.
I have 3 cloaks.
I know.
I love all of them so much. They're the greatest things. Continuing.
Mm-hmm.
As Peaches said, who you surround yourself with matters. We broke up over something blown out of proportion. But at the time, it felt very important to a 16-year-old. Now, I honestly can't recall specifically what it was. And this shattered young me. We didn't talk for a bit, but would text each other every now and again. He's actually one of the few good friends I have to this day. Although we now lead very different lives, I could never see him the way I did when I was 15. Plus, he feels the same way. We've talked about it on many occasions. Do you still talk about it? Why have you talked about it on multiple occasions? Like, is there like a false sense of falling in love with each other and you have to double check emotions. And I ask that because this was your first love. There is something going on, right? Everyone's on a healing journey, so everyone does something for a reason. Are you maybe like clinging on to him in a unhealthy way? I'm not having multiple conversations with an ex about how we don't like each other anymore.
I think if you really didn't like somebody, you wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Unless they mean like each other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They said no, used to be.
Oh, okay. Dope. Fantastic. I could see that becoming problematic once a relationship starts. Continuing, he is an overall great guy, and even though life has hit some rough patches for us both, he has always supported me and I him. I'm forever grateful for this heartbreak because I got a longtime friend out of it. Fast forward to later in high school, I really started to surround myself with people I shouldn't have. I became part of the stoners, given there is nothing wrong with smoking. But we did more than that. I smoked an unhealthy amount, amongst other things, during very important developmental years of my life. I really feel the things I did in my youth still affect me to this day. I got into my second relationship at the end of high school. I did very well in school and should have gone to college. However, I did not have the support system to push me to be better, nor was I ever taught to want better for myself.
Okay, so let's pause. There's a couple things I want to touch on here. The first one being that your childhood and your teenage years, your high school years absolutely molded you into who you are now. But having regret looking back on that, saying that it still affects you to this day or whatever, it doesn't affect you. That shit happened. That was your childhood. It was part of who it's part of what molded you into the person that you are now. So having that like bad negative look back, just open the bag, babe. Looking back on that being a problem is it's perception. You can look at it as all of the shit that I did made me who I am, or you can look back on it with regret and remorse and have that feeling that you have. If you flip it, you're not going to feel bad about it. There was something else that she said at the end of that I wanted to touch on. Can you just real quick read the last part of that?
However, I did not have a support system push me to be better, nor was I ever taught to want better for myself.
That if you're hungry, you don't need somebody to tell you that you're hungry. If you were unhappy in your situation, you don't need somebody else to tell you that you're unhappy in your situation. Your growth journey comes from you getting tired of your own bullshit and working to fix it, and then stepping out of your way to get through things. So this is also a perspective. Like, you guys being in your 20s, you are 1/4 of the way through your life if you live to be 100. Like, when you think about it, you're still a fucking child. I truly believe that most 18, 19-year-old people are living in a 12, 13-year-old mindset because they haven't been forced to be adults yet. And that speaks on the parenting styles that are going around right now, but that's a whole other discussion. So
I agree with that. I agree with if you're hungry, you're going to feed yourself.
She said, I have such a different perspective since writing that email. So how does it make you feel reading your old words to who you are now? Like, how long ago did you say this was written?
June of this year.
Oh, wow. There's lots of growth happening then. What are you doing over there? Are you wanting to face fuck your food real quick?
No, I was going to say something and then you read the comment. I can't remember what we were talking about for me to want to say something.
We were talking about growing as a person and the way that you perceive your past and like talked about if you're hungry, you don't need somebody else to tell you you're hungry. If you're happy, you don't need somebody else to tell you you're happy.
It's gone. I'll eat as you talk.
Okay.
So I'll figure it out as we do it. Those who are around me are not to blame, though. I consciously never took any initiative for myself. I let the guy I was in a relationship with influence me. I did not know who I was and had no intention of finding out. He went into warehousing straight after high school, so did I as well. So I did as well. We even worked at the same place. It was not a healthy relationship. I was very insecure and did not take accountability for anything and very manipulative. We could not communicate properly and I blamed him for all of my shortcomings. I could tell you all the things he did wrong as well, but this is about my accountability.
Love that.
I went through his phone all the time, unfollowed/deleted any girl he followed on Instagram. I would deep dive into his likes to see who he interacted with. I was looking for something to be wrong. I wanted something to be wrong, not because I did not want to be with him, but because I wanted the drama. I lived in the toxicity of it and wanted to stir up trouble. Almost the whole time we were together, I was basically living with him and his family. Everyone smoked amongst other things, so I did too. He told me on our 1-year anniversary while we were tripping on acid on the beach, he cheated on me in the very beginning of our relationship.
What a time to have that conversation.
I would not have been able to control the violence.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely not the time to have that conversation.
It would have been like a karate chop to the throat if we're laying next to each other, or I'm probably going to get the cops called on me because I'm walking away from you on that beach. I'm just going to wander the town. Like, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to be near you. I don't want your energy fucking this up already more than you have. I want to look at the stars and belly breathe and talk to a dragon. Continuing, this should have been the red flag. And yet I stayed with him anyway. We did a lot of pills during our relationship because I lived in the drama of things. I knew he still kept in touch with the girl he cheated on me with. So I convinced him and the girl that we should all hang out. That's crazy. That's wild work.
Somebody's knocking on the door.
I can tell you guys were on a bunch of pills. Ooh, I don't like it when people are impatient at our door. I know, I don't like the tone of her either. I wonder what it is. I'm going to eat my quesadilla and eavesdrop. What was that? I don't know. I did not enjoy her tone.
Yeah, she definitely had an attitude. That was something that I ordered off Betsy like 3 months ago that just got here. Sorry about that. How's your food?
Spicy and fantastic.
Why is it so spicy?
Why is it spicy?
To get to this live and see them without the editing, I want to cry with joy. Y'all make me feel okay with your advice and have guided me a lot. Thank you for being who you are. If you guys enjoy content that is not edited, you got to join our Patreon. Not hearing Lilo go off, it feels weird. Carrie's in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
I posted a TikTok yesterday where she ran through the back of the screen with Lilo, and people are like, you guys didn't even acknowledge the fact that she ran through the screen. Like, it must have been the wind, or like they're making comments about her running back there because we didn't flinch. Because it happened, right? It happened the first time she took her out. So coming back, we just kept going.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. I miss Carrie. You said she's in the chat?
She is.
I miss you, Carrie.
Carrie, are you coming with us in October? Rick said he just ordered a signed copy of my book. Thank you for that. We actually just read 2 chapters of it on a live stream for Patreon, like what, 4 days ago?
Couldn't tell you. Time doesn't exist to me.
Yeah.
I just go based off what clocks say. Are we going to continue?
Yes.
Hi, Carrie.
Carrie, I'll text you. I'll just text you after we're done.
All right. So I convinced him and the girl that he cheated on her with that we should all hang out. We got very high, not just on weed, and drank a lot. Also, I want to pause there. Where's this guy's survival instincts?
Right.
Like, at what point he was like, oh yeah, this is going to go great. Like,
that's funny.
You know I'm crazy enough, right?
I know better.
Okay.
So, but I also remember what it was like being young and not really caring.
No, right. I get that. So I want to make sure that we're on the same page of my unhinged.
Gotcha.
They drank a lot, not just we got high. I only remember bits and pieces and putting this hangout together. I woke up the next morning sweating in the car alone, still buckled, confused on even where I was.
Jesus.
I went in hot and yelled. I could not fathom why he would leave me in the car. However, he is not to blame. We were also inebriated. I don't think he even knew I was there. He also told me of things I did that night with her out of spite for cheating on me that I do not remember doing. This key event got me off pills and started the downward spiral of our relationship.
A rock bottom moment.
Yep. There are many other difficult times in the relationship that helped play a part, but this event sticks out to me the most. We only stayed together for 1.5 years in total. Oh, I'm so glad you didn't stay with him longer.
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me. In those next few months, all of the love seemed to have died between us. Even though I knew the love was not there, I manipulated. That Sprite fucked me up.
Get it out. Let that dragon out of the chest. While you're trying to burp real quick, somebody asked if we still do book recommendations. They're on our website under our resources tab. And then somebody else said, how do you go back into makeup without your husband thinking you're doing it for somebody else? You have a conversation before you start doing it. Your name says stay-at-home life. So I'm imagining that you're a stay-at-home wife and you want to look good for your husband or you want to look good for yourself. Why don't you just start with that? I feel like I haven't gotten done up for you in a long time, and I would like to look great for you when you come in the door at night. Or just get done up and wait for him at the door. You hear that car door shut, you run to the fucking door and just stand there in a robe. And when the door opens, so does the robe.
Yeah.
It's a win. Just hope to God that it's not like a Comcast guy trying to sell you internet or some shit.
Oh, God forbid you bring someone home with you to give them something?
Yeah, that would be funny. Somebody asked what's the difference between Patreon and Discord. Patreon is the website that you have to subscribe to get access to our Discord. Patreon is where we post a lot of our shit. So like if we're going to be doing a live stream or we're going to be doing a meet and greet, Patreon gets all of that information after our Discord does, because you have to be on a certain tier to get to our Discord. So Discord gets literally everything before everyone else. It's $15 a month to get to that access. So if we're going to be doing a meet and greet, we're going to be going somewhere. If we are doing trips, like Bali sold half of our trip to Discord before it was even announced. Discord is where it's at. That's where our major community is. Yeah. I need you to know that you read the first sentence of this email and I knew it was mine. My nervous system is on blast.
I believe that.
So that really sucks because, we keep interrupting. We're not getting it done. Like, the anxiety there must be fucking torture.
Yeah.
That's funny. Let's go.
Okay. Even though I knew the love was not there, I manipulatively acted as if it still was. I would not listen to his wants or needs. I wanted everything from him, but did not want to give it back. Video games played a huge role in our relationship as well. He would play all the time and always prioritized it overall. I used to have to call out of work because he was my only ride at the time, and did not want to take me because he was playing his game. He would also not want to have sex if he was playing his game, and it got to a point where I would do it myself right next to him. That's insane. That's fucking insane work. At that point, you're just doing it to prove a point. Like, there's not even an enjoyment coming out of that. You're pissed off at him. That's wild. Women, why do you do this? Why do you stay in relationships like this and become spiteful and angry? Right? I understand that there is a backing into the box that happens, right? There is a reaction to an action that is happening, but you're in charge of that reaction. You're withering yourself. You're this beautiful fucking flower. And every time you choose to do something spiteful or angry or backhanded, you're making yourself look ugly.
This is failed parenting.
Yeah.
Yep. The more you learn, the more your parents teach you to self-regulate and to love yourself,
Yeah.
the less likely you are to tolerate behavior like that.
Yeah.
And this also comes down to having, like, our kids growing up have seen both sides of the spectrum.
Yes.
Because there's been a whole lot of ugly on one side of their lives, and on our side, everything is fucking pristine.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have disagreements, we just have disagreements. There's no screaming and yelling. Nothing's getting thrown. Like, there's no dysregulation. So there's going to be a whole lot of expectations in their lives of what is a good relationship versus what is not. That comes down to having two people in a household working as a team, as a united front, figuring their shit out versus chaos and disruption. I would also like to touch on the fact that if I'm ever playing video games and you sit down to me naked, they're going to hear a whole lot of inappropriate shit because I'm not even taking the time to close the game out. I'm going to die and just respond repeatedly while I'm beating the fucking brakes off of you in the living room. Especially if you're touching yourself in front of me. Are you fucking kidding me? They're going to hear all of it. They're going to hear all the nasty name calling, the smacking, the fucking belly and the booty just bouncing off of each other like a fucking bounce house on like
they're going to have to choose
crystal
to mute
meth.
you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting fucking voice chat banned. I'm getting defriended. Like,
Did you just say like a meth head on a bounce house?
yeah, man, I'm just fucking. Yep.
Thanks for being into me the way you are.
Jesus Christ, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't fucking imagine.
Yeah.
We're going to go to jail one day because of sex. Just know that that's probably going to happen. Inappropriate outings, like it's just going to go wrong. We should probably just move on because now I'm getting worked up. Stop looking at me like that because it's making it worse.
I'm cashing on that IOU later.
I fucking hope so. God damn it, I hope so.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love that our relationship is fun.
Somebody said, dang, I came in at the right time. Thomas sent a $50 super chat. Thank you for that. Love you guys. Keep it up. Wish I could help more. You're changing lives. Bounce house. Laughing my ass off. Harem pants for the save. They are definitely baggy enough that you can't see nothing. Mind your business.
Continuing.
Yes, please. For the love of God, continue.
This built up a lot of resentment in me about video games for a long time. However, I did not approach things properly either. I was combative and manipulative. I would only ask for sexy time during his video games. I knew it. I knew you were doing it. I read that sentence and I was like, that's not the time to ask for sex.
Yeah.
And I knew you were only doing it then. All right. I'm glad you recognize that it's not okay. That's growth.
Yeah.
You have to go through things to understand why it's not okay. Continuing. Because I felt that he was giving more attention to the game than me. I also did it myself next to him in an attempt to get a reaction out of him. Like Chris said, there is a time and place for things, and I never had any regard for the time nor place.
When it comes to sexy time, it's always the time and place.
That's not true.
No, the fuck it's not. Sometimes it's inappropriate as shit and it can't happen. But the I appreciate it is there.
Gotcha.
Right? Like,
okay.
We could be at Thanksgiving dinner with both of our families at a 25-person table and like there could be inappropriate touching.
We do Thanksgiving by ourselves now.
Yeah. Yes, we fucking do. Oh, fuck me.
You ready to get back into it?
Yes.
Okay. After a while of us going back and forth with our toxicity, he woke up one day and told me he wanted to break up. I knew we needed to end it because I did not feel love for him anymore. However, I was very insecure and manipulative at the time. I made myself cry hysterically and we talked about it all day. I even convinced him to spend the weekend with me anyway to try and rekindle what we had. That's wild.
Yeah.
I've done that shit. I have not wanted to be with the person, but once they've decided they didn't want to be with me anymore, and like I'm the reason why, well, that we can't do that.
Yeah. But if it was the other way around, you wouldn't care.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. Right. We all really do the same shit, just in a different font.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of the growing process, though. You know what I mean? Like, most young people are toxic as fuck to each other.
Yes.
And it's because they don't know any better. And I know that I keep coming back to that. It's because they don't have two parents in the home teaching them the way things go, but that is really it. We don't listen to our parents, but we do follow their example.
Yes.
So.
Continue.
Yep.
After 2 days, he told me he did not want this anymore and I needed to accept it. Looking back, I think a part of me felt like I was supposed to be heartbroken like I was the first time. I felt numb to it all. Maybe it was the drugs, the mental toxicity, the mental games that I played. Maybe it was all of it. Oh, pardon me. I may never fully know. I do know the mental games I played carried over into the friendships and relationships I tried to build afterwards. So I want to pause there. There is no mystery to yourself that's in you. It just takes time, energy, and effort to understand yourself. So you will understand why you stayed with him at some point one day. The world has mysteries. You don't keep mysteries from yourself.
Do you believe that?
That I don't keep mysteries from myself?
That people don't keep mysteries from themselves.
I believe that I have all of the answers inside of myself for all the things that I'm confused about myself.
Okay, that I agree with.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that I agree with. The reason I asked that is because if that wasn't the case, Jung would have never done shadow work as his like primary thing with psychology. Like,
no, shadow work is like the key to get the answers.
Right. That's okay. So we are on the same path. I just the way that you were originally wording it, I didn't agree with.
Gotcha.
But you're right. I do totally agree with it that you clarified.
Continuing.
Yes.
I wanted the world to bend to my will the way I wanted. I wanted to disrupt people's lives and create drama for nothing. For a long time, I would manipulate and speak to others in a way that sounded mischievous. I would message them certain words or phrases to make their partner question their loyalty because I wanted to be everyone's topic of conversation.
The fact that you never got your ass beat is absolutely insane to me. You fuck around and send the wrong text to the wrong person and they're going to throw down. I couldn't imagine. Mm-hmm. Real shit, if somebody did some shit like that to me, I'm telling. Like, I'm snitching, like, quick. And then I'm going to be like, that was inappropriate. Fuck you. I just showed Peaches. Watch your back.
Yeah. That watch your back is necessary. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm saying yep to not say inappropriate shit that can be used against me in a trial.
Is there a reason for this email? Like, as of right now, we're getting history lessons.
It's history.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Because she said the first one was just to be heard.
Yeah.
This one actually has questions at the end, but as of right now, unless she's still in high school, none of this is really relevant.
Yeah.
Unless she's just trying to showcase that she's changed. I don't know.
And continue.
Yes.
I wanted the attention. I was lacking it in my life at the time, and instead of dealing with my issues, I went to seek out attention from anyone I could. This led me to my next relationship. I met this guy while I was dating the last and emotionally cheated with him. After the breakup, I was head over heels for the new guy. I was immediately lusting for him. He was a whole new energy, and his character was something I'd never encountered before. I was in warehousing in many different aspects from the age of 18 to 22. I met him in the very first warehouse job that I got with my ex. After getting to know each other for a bit, we spent almost every day together. We smoked all the time and started going out to bars to drink. We did unlawful things together, and it was a very physically toxic relationship. Emotionally, I let him drag me along even though I knew what we were doing would not amount to what I wanted. He voiced very clearly he did not want commitment, yet I hung on because I wanted to change his mind. Like Chris said, you can only change someone who wants to change. My husband has never said that. My husband has never said you can only change someone who wants to change. You can't change anybody. Someone has to want to change for the change to take place.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Real
quick.
Okay.
Somebody asked about where to send the email, and I realized that we don't send enough of that or say enough of that.
Oh.
So real quick, if you guys want to submit an email to us, send it to tobetterco@gmail.com. If you are a member of our Patreon community, you get priority. If you write an email in with both partners, writing their sides of things, that shit gets put right to the front of the line. Like right at the front of the line. So that's number one. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please give us a like, share the content. If you're watching this on Facebook, share the shit anyways. It goes a long way, guys. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really fucking helps us. So.
Oh, pardon me.
There's some of that Sprite.
I wish I could make a noise like that on demand.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like a bullfrog. It came from here. I felt my throat. It'd come handy in other ways too.
Come on.
I can't stop.
I can't stop.
Okay.
Yep.
Continuing. I also did not voice what I wanted clearly. I kept quiet through it all because I did not think more of myself. I hope that's changed. I hope you think more of yourself now. I felt sex was all I deserved and needed in life. I had low self-esteem and let him manipulate me into doing what he wanted. I was aware of what he was doing, but did it anyway to appease him, which I'm not sure if you can call it manipulation. I would say it's people-pleasing, and he took advantage of it. People see people like that, right? I'm not going to say like you because I'm assuming that that's changed. I hope it's changed. People who manipulate and take advantage and use can smell people-pleasing and low self-worth, low self-esteem from miles away. It's like a shark. It's like that scene in Nemo when Bruce finally gets that and his fucking eyes dilate. Yep. Target acquired. And they know what they're doing. Right? So I've said this a very long time ago. We see temper tantrums in children, getting upset, not getting their way, trying to manipulate. I'm going to ask mom if dad doesn't give me the answer I want, whatever the case may be. And that is when parenting comes in, showing them the right from the wrong. We do this, we don't do that. We get attention this way instead of trying to get it this way. When that parenting is lacking and the child matures into adult, those behaviors are going to mature with them. And with that comes the conscious recognition of, well, I can just do this to get what I want.
Yep.
I could do that, but that's a lot of work. This is what's always worked for me. So they know what they're doing. End of that. Continuing.
Yes.
I made the choice to do unlawful things with him. I made the choice to accept only the physical aspect of the relationship and nothing more. I made the choice to limit myself for the sake of finding someone who gave me just enough attention to keep me at bay. I did this for almost 3 years.
Wow.
I had a good paying job at the beginning of it, making $1,000 a week, still living with my parents. I barely remember seeing any of that money because he needed it for things and I was more than willing to help him.
Takers will always take and givers can only give so much.
Right.
We have 296 concurrent viewers.
Oh, that's crazy.
We haven't hit 300 in a while.
Let's get there. Can you guys share it real quick?
Yeah.
Share this, give it to your mom. Say, Nana, just open the link.
Could you imagine somebody's like 80-year-old grandma opening this and seeing us and then all the F-bombs and the sexy content conversations happening?
I hope she would say, good for them.
Right?
Oh, Joseph, shout out to Joseph. I'm actually really excited. He shared it on Facebook. Thanks, homie.
Mariah's going to share it with everybody too.
Appreciate it. I got kicked out of my parents' house for doing unlawful things with him and stayed in a hotel for a good year. I was with him every day, smoking, drinking, then having sex, and doing so many unlawful things. I could barely pay the hotel I was staying at, even after they gave me a discount of the lowest amount they could charge on a room is $60 a night. I'm sorry, I'm chuckling because I'm reading unlawful things. I'm like, are you guys like ding dong ditching? No, right? I know it's like unlawful adult shit, but like, I'm gonna flip a bitch. right? I'm going to make a U-turn at a light that tells me not to make a U-turn if it's going to save me 15 minutes. That's unlawful. So I'm filling in the blanks with things. It's like it's hardcore drugs and partying and drinking and then stealing a stop sign.
That's funny. Somebody asked if we let people know when your emails are read. We do. Jenny or Zach will send out an email letting you know what episode your email has been read on. Somebody else also said that at this point we are doing primarily Patreon emails. We are so far ahead with content that we are going to be doing a lot of live stream emails over the next couple months to try to get us kind of caught up. So let's get back to it. We have an hour and a half before you have to leave.
There are many times that I could not pay for it and slept where I could, if not on someone's couch after smoking our backs out. I lost my job because I was too busy with him, so I did not show up. I thought I was on top of the world, but that was some of the lowest points in my life. I remember vividly having nights in the hotel room alone. Yeah, rock bottom doesn't happen just once, guys.
No.
Okay. Having nights in the hotel room, crying my eyes out like I used to as a kid because I wanted to unalive myself. I thought my life was good, so why was I suddenly feeling such awful things like this? I could not figure out where my life went so wrong. What I see now is the choices I made. I made the choice to do unlawful things and get myself kicked out of my parents' house. I had no respect for my family or the way they felt. I lost respect for myself. I conditioned myself to do so many awful things.
Real quick, there's a couple people in the chat who are saying that they remember me saying that about the changing somebody. I don't believe I've ever said that. I have always stated that you can't force somebody to change. You can only become the best version of you and hope that they change, because people have to change themselves. You can try to lead as much as you want, but you can't force somebody to do something. So in the event that I've ever said that you can change somebody, it was a misspeak, or it came out wrong and I just didn't correct it.
Well, even that, somebody said, I remember him saying the only way a person will change for you is if they want to change. And even then it's not for you. They're doing it for themselves because they want you in their life.
Okay.
That's not what was quoted in the email.
Okay. I just want to be clear. Like, if I ever said that you can change somebody, that shit was a verbal typo. Like, I misspeak all the fucking time. A lot of the time it gets cut. Sometimes it doesn't, but.
Right. So the quote was, you can only change someone who wants to change. So even if that is what my husband said, it's still taken out of context and incorrect.
Right. Okay.
And this is why it's so important to pay attention to your words. And this is why eyewitnesses' accounts are bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. That was a Dr. Phil thing, right?
No, it was a Neil deGrasse Tyson thing.
Okay.
He got called for jury duty.
Right.
And the judge said something and he said something back, and the judge repeated back to him and he was like, no, that's not what I just said. And you were sitting there 20 seconds ago hearing me say it.
Right.
Yep.
She said I miswrote. You did not say that. Because she's in the chat. Good. Love that. Oh, we hit 300. Yes. 303.
I love doing my high pitched thing, but she always
doesn't like it. Yeah.
She's like, what are we doing?
Yeah. That woman said, you don't have a doorbell?
I heard that and I was like, who the fuck?
As wires are hanging out of the wall of our house because the doorbell was ripped off the fucking wall.
She knocked the second time and I was like, oh, a problem at the door.
It's funny. Right.
I sat here quietly just listening. I was like, is my husband going to need me up there? Do I need to be a bitch?
That's funny.
And who says that when the door opens? You don't have a doorbell? Hi, how are you today? I have some packages for you.
Right.
You should get your doorbell fixed.
That's funny.
Okay. I gave myself away so much without any thought of my well-being. I still struggle with this today. After about 3 years of this, it seemed like he ghosted me. However, I see now, over time, he distanced himself and I was choosing to still live in that lust. I felt I could not be anything without him and was scared to find out. After talking with my parents, they graciously let me move back in with certain conditions that I could not afford the hotel anymore. When I could not afford the hotel anymore. I got little jobs here and there and nannied for cash when I could. My father had an old Honda Odyssey he let me drive for a while until it broke down. I completely cut ties with the guy after he called out of the blue one day to ask how my life was going after months of not speaking. I told him of me having a job and a car, and the first thing he said was to come pick him up so we could go do unlawful things. Are you guys breaking a night? Are we doing beanies?
Maybe they're fucking in public.
Yeah.
That's unlawful.
Bacon and eggs. It's breaking and entering, not bacon and eggs. Yeah. No, I know, but for anybody listening.
You remember that scene in Friday where he's like, you got to be a stupid motherfucker to get fired on your day off. So what are we doing? Stealing boxes? You trying to build a fort? When people tell me that they had a Honda die, that's the same energy that I'm putting out. How the fuck did you kill a Honda? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've personally driven Honda cars that had over 600,000 miles on them.
That's crazy.
It is so easy to maintain a Honda. Like it is, especially the older models, like crazy to me. How did you do that? Anyways, let's get back to it.
Oh, it could be a street pharmacist. You're right. Could be anything.
Could be.
You guys wearing hats on Sundays in Tennessee?
I actually think that's Thursday in Florida.
It's one of them.
I do believe you're not legally allowed to wear a hat on Thursdays in Florida. I'll look. I'm pretty sure that's a law.
Yep.
Wearing hats on Thursday. Wearing hats on a Thursday or any specific day isn't typically restricted by law in general sense. Nope, that's AI. There is a law that says you're not allowed to wear a hat on a certain day.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stupid laws that were made in like the 1700s that just are sitting somewhere in a rule book.
Yep.
All right, continuing. I'm glad you didn't go pick his ass up.
She said yes, street pharmacist. They were hustling.
Okay. Word. I'm not gonna lie, B&E was a little bit more exciting for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, street pharmacist is neat.
Lisa said she just signed up for Patreon and Discord. Love that shit. See you in the ball pit.
Who said that?
Lisa.
Oh, hi, Lisa. Yeah. Demetra said, I love the ginger peeking out on peaches in my hair. I have been dyeing my hair for so long. I actually got into an argument with somebody. This was like 10 years ago. And I was telling like, I'm a natural ginger. And they're like, no, you're not. I don't believe you. It was actually a family member. And we had this, I'm not going to argue with you about this. Like, I'm a fucking ginger. No, you're not. I knew you when you were a baby. And I hit him with, you want to see my fucking pubes?
Yep, I'm pulling my pants down.
And like, I never got questioned about it again after that. Didn't show it, but the fact that I was very aggressive about exposing myself.
Yeah.
They didn't try me again. It's wild the shit we remember.
Right.
All right, continuing. I completely severed any contact with him after that because I realized he did not care about my achievements. He only cared about what I could do for him. I finally felt I was ready to find out who I was alone. You know what's wild is that he told you all of that in the beginning. That is how the illusion can overpower reality. Yeah. That's crazy. Believe people when they tell you what they want from you. Believe people when they say what they want out of a relationship. Even if they are super flirtatious and they're all over you and then they hit you with, well, I'm just not ready for anything serious yet. I believe you.
Yep.
I'm going to move on. Toodaloos. Not playing games.
Mariah said, love Patreon. She's on Facebook. Literally watch your episodes every night before bed. You both have helped me and my husband with our marriage over the last 2 years, just from the episodes. I
love that.
Me too. You know, I'm starting to vlog again.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, hunt. Hint, 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 hint that you should start vlogging again. People miss your vlogs.
Really? I got like 8 views on my vlogs.
Yeah. Well, people still watch them though.
Yeah.
So, and people will go back and watch them again. Just saying. They don't have to be long. Maybe 3 minutes. Could do that instead of making TikToks.
Yeah.
Or in lieu of. Or do it at the same time. And double fist it. Phone and gimbal.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. Continuing?
Yes.
A couple of years went by of me struggling to hold down jobs, still smoking a lot, going out and drinking, and still struggling. I gained 40 pounds through it and got into a very dark realm mentally, and never acknowledged the way I let him influence my life. I never acknowledged my lack of will and lack of accountability for everything that I struggled with. I was so depressed and unwilling to get myself out of this hole. I did small things for myself like journaling, going on walks, even coloring and coloring books to help myself get out of this rut. It helped some, but not as much as I hoped. I also still smoked and drank, which would always put me a step back after taking 2 steps forward. I never saw how much of a problem it was. It was a lifestyle I was choosing to live and still hanging on to. I was not ready to let go of the past. After a while of smoking so much and scrimping coins together for a dime bag, I finally saw how much of a problem it was, and I felt like I was too deep into it. I didn't know the way out. It was like I finally started to get somewhere with it all because I recognized my problem. I just needed to find a solution. Then one day, I got pulled over for a traffic violation, and the cop came back to the van and told me, "You need to step out of the vehicle. You have 2 warrants out for your arrest from 2020.
Wow.
Fuck. Yep, you never know when you're going to have to reap what you sow, but you're always going to have to do it.
Yeah, that karma's going to come back one way or another.
Yep. Continuing.
Yep.
I was absolutely flabbergasted. I racked my brain within a 5-second window trying to figure out how I got them. I asked him what they were for.
What's it for, officer? Sorry.
No, you're good. Just comes out of me sometimes.
It's funny.
I asked him what they were for, and when he told me, I knew exactly when it was. Those unlawful things I did with that guy caught up to me 2 years after the fact. I was answering for things I tried so hard to distance myself from. Spending a night in jail really opened a door for me. My amazing family bailed me out, and I got put on probation that I am still on today. For a long time, I blamed him. I wanted to blame him. He was the villain of my story. I am sober from smoking since being on probation, which was the blessing in disguise I needed. I dislike that it took something extreme, but I am happy to be separated from that part of myself. Although I did still drink and was struggling to heal from all the trauma I tucked away, then I saw your clips on Instagram. So I want to pause here. I can't remember what I was reading. I want to say it was Marcus Aurelius, but he said something about oh God, what was the quote? Doesn't matter. What I took away from the quote was what?
What did you take away from the quote?
That if you are somebody who blames everything in your life on extenuating circumstances or other people, you have no free will. You're a slave.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's sad.
You want to hear another fun fact?
Yeah.
When I was still in the system, the violation for probation rate was over 85%.
Yeah.
And the violation from house arrest was over 95%.
I believe that.
So when you get a criminal charge and you take probation or house arrest, the likelihood of you going and having to still do that time is very, very high. Probation is an opportunity that most people squander, and it's a revenue generation for the state because you have to pay to be on probation. There are court fees, there's probation fees, there's drug test fees, and it's all things that if you fail to pay, they'll violate you. And in the state of Florida, if you get a 10-year probation sentence and you do 9 years, 364 days and you violate, the judge can put you in prison for the full 10 years. Yep.
That's insane.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, jump back into it?
Yes.
It was about a year ago when I saw a few of your clips on Instagram and loved the way you guys picked apart a problem. Although I only watched the snippets of your podcast on social media after they kept popping up on my FYP. This was enough to plant the seed I still have growing in me. After seeing a few clips, I began to question my own life. Although I was single, I still resonated with the insights and perspectives you had on others' questions or relationships. I was beginning to look at my life in a different way. It was very hard for me to find a job since being on probation because of a lot of places I looked into it held it against me. This discouraged me a lot, but I still nannied for cash to pay my fine when I could. After finding your videos, I realized how much control I was giving up in my life. I could see the unwillingness I had for myself. I started to recognize my own downfall and self-sabotage. After facing these facts about myself, I decided to try and take a hold of my life. I taught myself to have compassion for my past behavior and see there is growth to be made. I began understanding my triggers and the negative phrases I would say to myself. These negative phrases carried so much in my life. I finally saw why I was leading such a negative life. After watching your videos, I had a certain determination for myself and finally got a job 6 months later as a digital marketer. I still have this job today, never expecting myself to do anything like it, and yet I absolutely love it.
Hold on. Harley, are you in our Patreon? Are you in our Discord? Did I just actually talk to you this morning about this marketing thing? You can continue. I'm almost positive I just had a conversation with her this morning in Discord about starting our own business.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's funny. Talk about weird fucking timing.
Yeah. After I settled into my job, I began watching your podcast on YouTube. I watched the newer videos that were coming out at the time. I love the growth. It
was.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to add to it?
No, I just think it's funny timing.
Your insights and perspectives totally changed my life. I began healing from trauma I locked away. I started to love myself again, 40 extra pounds and all. I can see now it was not the 40 pounds that bothered me. It was the unhealthy lifestyle I was living. I set goals for myself and have aspirations now that I never would have jumped up before. Even got my first car recently because you guys helped me see that I could heal, grow, and really be the best version of myself. However, like I said previously, I've tried watching your earlier videos and it struck a nerve with me. Although I was healing and doing so much better than just a year ago, there is still so much I was not acknowledging. I now see the drinking as a problem. Even though I stopped partying, I still regularly went out to a local bar to drink. I wanted the social aspect of it and companionship that came with drinking because I was accustomed to it and did not know where else to find it. The companionship you're seeking matters.
It's a lot of honesty there, right? A lot of accountability in that statement.
It was still an ill part of me I did not want to fix. Then I decided to sign up for your $15 tier on Patreon and really be a part of something. After that, I recognized why I felt like I was moving, but still in slow motion in my life. I stopped drinking and stopped going to the local bar. I started journaling again and doing arts in different ways. I started gardening. My libido has started to come back. I have been doing all the things I knew I used to love but neglected for a long time. I also recognize it's not that I never want to drink or smoke, but I do not need to get back to the low point that I was at. I know now there is a lot of healing and growth that I need to do beforehand. I'm watching your videos from the very beginning. I even have one playing in the background. I'm really starting a new chapter in my life because of you guys. I plan to go to school and open my own business. I also plan to move out of my parents' house within the next year or so. I know none of this will be easy, but it's not impossible. I can promise you it's going to be so much easier than doing unlawful shit, getting drunk, waking up in a car, don't know how you got there. It's going to be so much easier than that. I also take accountability for all of my shit, or I try to. I know now the guy was never the villain in my story, I was. I made all of those decisions and am now facing the consequences. I am recognizing the bad habits I have accumulated over the years and seeing healthy ways to break them. I am still growing and can't wait for the next version of myself, but I cannot neglect the me right now that needs help. I do have a few questions below that I would like some insight on. Is there any accountability I do not recognize since reading this? Are there any other insights you have for communication skills? I struggle with compassion for others, standing your ground, or not straying from the growth path you are trying to make. So I'm going to be honest, I can't pinpoint anything in accountability for you in the email because this was just a history lesson of you.
Yeah.
There are no current actions that you listed that are still going on that you find problematic that I can give insight on. In regards to communication skills, you just got to watch the podcast. Not straying from your growth path that you're trying to take on. That's where discipline and self-will comes in. Self-restraint, the understanding that your growth journey above all else is priority. So taking it to extreme, if you have to cut a parent off because they are abusive or toxic, that it's going to be hard, but that might be the next step. Don't allow familial relations or an emotional tie to somebody to deter you from your end goal within yourself.
The thing that I got from this email is that she's very comfortable falling into a follower role And that started with her in middle school or high school, wherever she started in the very beginning. And every time that she's gotten into a relationship, she's followed.
And it's gotten more extreme.
Right. But she's allowed other people to lead her down bad paths. So in the situation of everything that she's let out, the thing that I think she needs to work on the most is taking leadership roles in your life. And don't allow somebody to lead you that's not worthy of being a leader. There's nothing wrong with taking the back seat and letting somebody lead if you find a good man that's willing to lead you, if he's capable of being a good leader. But that's just the reality is that not every man is meant to be a leader.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like that speaks to your social circle too. Like if you find a social group and you're hanging out and something doesn't strike you as the right thing, instead of going, well, they like the smoking thing, for example. Instead of just, accepting that they do it, if you don't feel good about it, don't be around those people.
Right.
It's better to be alone and at peace than to be in a group of people in fucking chaos. So that was the only advice that I had from everything that she had laid out. And she's taken a lot of accountability and shit. Good luck on the probation. I fucking hope to God that you make it through that. That is such a cash grab for the states. Like I said, when I was on, 85% of the people violated. Like that's a huge violation. And if you can get people on probation for a year or 2 years, pumping that money out of them just to throw them in prison, which is going to cost them more money anyways, state gets to pay for that. It's all a cash grab. Yeah.
In regards to standing your ground, we recently recorded an episode I believe it's been early released to the Patreon about phrases and things that people will say to try to manipulate you when you try to set boundaries or stand your ground. So if that hasn't come out yet, I would pay attention to it.
All of our Patreon content has been released.
Okay. And then I would go back and watch that and take notes. People are going to push back against you trying to stand up for yourself.
Absolutely.
And they're going to make you feel guilty. They're going to try to shame you. They're going to try to guilt trip you. And that is another one of those moments where you need to keep your end goal of your self-growth in mind and put your self-worth at the top list of the priorities.
That was the bad relationships episode, right? The two of them?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was a two-parter.
Yep.
It has been a long time since I've been in the dating world, and I finally feel I have something to offer in a relationship. I don't want the traditional relationship such as yourselves, so what do you think is the best route for a woman to approach this with men? What value should I display and look for in a man? So we have done multiple episodes on morals, values, compatibility, all of those kinds of things. I'm sure if you were to email the To Be Better Co email and specifically ask Zach or Janae episodes to watch, they can send that to you.
Yeah, they have a spreadsheet for that.
Yeah.
The traditional value thing and the way that we live our life is irrelevant to other people.
Yes.
The courting questionnaires that we created has nothing to do with traditional values. It is questions that you should be asking people to find your compatibility.
Yeah.
Slow the fuck down. Just because you meet somebody and you're feeling lustful doesn't mean that you need to sleep with them, and it doesn't mean that you need a relationship. You need to slow down in court and go out to dinner and have long conversations to see how you mesh with people. And those long conversations aren't what's your favorite musician. It needs to be honest questions. What does your life goals look like? What does your retirement look like? What are your political beliefs? Where do you stand on religion versus spirituality? Like, those conversations really need to be hashed out, because in a worst case scenario, you're never going to speak to them again. In a best case scenario, you're going to find the person for you and not just a person for you.
Right.
Yeah. The courting questionnaire matters. I would print that shit out and just fucking, we did a whole other episode where we even expanded onto that and broke it down into like topics that you could do over other dates. Yeah. She said I would not have asked these questions today. That means you've really paid attention.
I struggle with making friends and keeping them because of the way I view people, similar to the way Chris has explained his views. Which I'm going to need an elaboration on that, because you're a people person.
To a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree.
You have a very specific type of person as your friend, but I've also said that, so I don't understand what your view is in that.
No.
So I'll need an elaboration on what that means. And this could just be a personal thing, but do I long for that sense of community? But I do long for that sense of community. What advice would you give to try and find your community? I am unsure of the steps to be taken to find them. You mean the Discord community?
No, she's trying to find a community for herself.
She said, what advice would you give to try and find your community?
I took that as like your community, not our community.
Okay.
And in that situation comes down to your hobbies and interests. You know, if you're a drinker, you'll find your community at a bar. If you're religious, you'll find it at church. Like you're going to find your community doing the things that makes you happy, like hobby wise or whatever. And then just trying to make friends that are in those hobby groups. And that's how it expands out.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's all I got too. Diesel Queen said, I have found that even though I am a woman with a career, I still want and value traditional relationship morals. I was stuck on thinking traditional meant I got zero career, but it's so much more. It is. Yeah, she meant a physical community, is what she said in the chat. That comes down to doing shit. It also comes down to being really selective with the people that you let in your life. So many people are so comfortable just being the chameleon the social butterfly that needs to people please and nest on everyone and just kind of go around and be a part of that. I don't know. I think that you should be very selective with the people that you actually call friend.
Always.
People need to be more comfortable saying acquaintance or somebody I know.
Yep.
Or, I'm familiar with that person. We've met a couple times. You don't have to be like, that's my friend.
Right.
And even saying I know them is not really a fair assessment.
Mm-hmm.
You may know of them.
I've met them.
Right.
Heard of them.
Knowing someone is two very different things.
I agree with that. I've been on that hill for a very long time that people don't really truly understand what it means to be a friend anymore. And I believe that's because our brains are atrophying and we don't understand what it means to have human connection anymore.
Right. I agree with that. I actually don't think that people have the same connection anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there's a whole lot of people out there that have real true meaningful relationships. Like when you think about like your longest lasting friends and how many times your friend circles have cycled throughout your life, a lot of people don't have long-lasting, meaningful friendships, It's 1:00. You want a Q&A or you want to wrap up?
I'm done.
Okay. All right. Well, she's done. That's good because I have to go to the bathroom and I have to pee. So that works out really well. Okay. We have cards for questions.
Okay.
So tomorrow when we go live, maybe we'll do that for our live stream. And then we leave Thursday for North Carolina.
We do.
It's exciting.
We do leave.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in and spending your Tuesday with us. We're hoping to be doing more live streams like this as pop-up live. So make sure that your notifications are on, like the content, share the content, do all the things that you're supposed to do to follow YouTube creators. Smash that like button. I fucking hate that shit so much.
Yeah, I hate it too. I always fast forward through that shit.
Yeah.
It's getting to a point that I don't want to watch content creators anymore because if I liked you enough, I would subscribe.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me to do it.
Well, the reason that they do that is because in doing that, you're like 30% more likely to get a follow out of it.
Yeah.
Because most people, I'll help them out. Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's pandering. It really is. Like,
yeah, I feel like you're holding a hat out to me.
Yeah. It's a sign.
Right.
It's funny. All right, guys, remember you're the author of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.